China Instrumental Tour is now less than a month away, and so it's time to start finalising plans, thinking about packing, travel logistics, and other important bits and pieces. It can feel like there's a lot of information to digest all at once, so we've put together this video to help clarify some things which you may need to organise over the coming weeks. A lot of what you'll pack in your luggage will be uniform items needed on the tour. I'm going to explain those items so that you can work out if you'll still need anything. There will be 3 types of clothing that you'll need to wear: performance uniform, travel uniform, and mufti. Performance uniform is easy to understand because it's what you had to wear at the benefit concert. For girls, the performance uniform is your white music blouse, your long black performance skirt, knee-high or full-length black tights, bring about 2 to 3 pairs, polished black shoes, and of course any wayward hair tidied up with either plain black clips or hair ties. You'll also need your red school blazer to wear in case you need to move around outside or to wait somewhere in cooler temperatures while you're wearing your blouse. For boys, the performance uniform involves the long-sleeved white school shirt, a pair of long school uniform pants, your green school blazer, black socks, at least 4 to 5 pairs, polished black shoes, and tidily styled hair. Both boys and girls will need to remove all badges from their blazers before travelling, as on trips these can easily get lost, damaged, or look untidy. The travel uniform is what you'll wear when we're out in public as a group in busy situations. The bright red polo shirts make it easy for you to see one another in a crowd, and for staff to quickly identify anyone who's mistakenly wandering off in the wrong direction. As part of the tour package, all girls and boys will each be given 2 red polo shirts branded with Westlake Music, 1 black Westlake polo shirt, 1 black zip-up hoodie with Westlake Music branding, and 1 waterproof black and red Westlake Music jacket. You'll also be given a compact backpack for carrying around important items like music, packed lunches, your tour booklet, and a music stand. The bottom of your travel uniform will differ for boys and girls. Boys will need a pair of plain black casual pants, though these must not be jeans, track pants, or cargo pants with big pockets. Chinos or other black pants are fine as long as they are black and not navy blue. If you or your brothers or your dad already own something like this, then you can simply wear them. If you have to go out and buy them, there are low-cost options at the Warehouse, Kmart, and Farmers. If you have more than 1 pair of pants like this, you could bring them both, but 1 pair will suffice as long as it can be washed once on the tour. Girls will be wearing the Westlake Girls School Uniform long skirt for non-performance travel and semi-formal situations, for instance when we go to a group dinner. If you already have 1 or 2 of these, then simply bring that along. If you don't, the Westlake Girls Music Department has a set of them, and you can see Miss Honey Louie or Miss Wilson if you need to borrow one. Also, you'll need a pair of plain black pants for the times when we'll be walking or sightseeing. Again, these can be purchased at usual outlets. If you already own a pair of pants like this, just bring those. For footwear, both boys and girls can choose to wear either plain white sneakers or plain black sneakers. If you already own something like this, there's no need to go out and buy a new pair, but it's important that the sneakers don't have any other colours on them. Black sneakers with white soles are very common, and these would be okay, as long as they're not dirty. These shoes need to be good enough to wear on long walks, through airports and tourism excursions, for instance the Forbidden City and the Great Wall, and also to wear down to all breakfasts. No bare feet or plain socks at breakfasts, please. Then of course there's mufti, which you'll be able to wear around the hotels and to certain tourism destinations. You'll also need mufti because occasionally you'll need to wash your uniforms in a hotel basin. You'll receive a packing list in a few weeks' time with some advice about this, but your mufti should include at least 1 smart-looking evening outfit. Uniform fittings. If you've not yet had your polo shirts, hoodies and jackets fitted, please head to the music department ASAP to try them on. We need to send out an order within a few days, and so we must know your sizes. As mentioned in previous emails, it's essential that every student on the tour has a mobile phone, a means to charge it, and at least a small amount of data which can be used in emergencies. TourTime, our travel operator, now use an all-in-one tour app which contains a digital schedule, contact numbers, information about the day's events, and a messaging function which allows all members of the tour to stay in touch with each other. For safety reasons, we need to insist on this. A device such as a tablet or laptop, even if it has SIM card functionality, is not sufficient for this. WeChat. WeChat is China's dominant super app, combining messaging, social media, and essential daily services into one platform. Mobile payments are the default in China, where cash and international credit cards are rarely accepted by local vendors. WeChat Pay allows you to pay anywhere, from high-end malls to small street stalls, just by scanning QR codes. They allow you to link to international debit or credit cards, and foreigners can now link Visa or MasterCard directly to their digital wallet without needing a local bank account. Access services, such as booking taxis in an emergency, ordering food, or buying public transport tickets. And to get the app, all you need to do is download it by getting the official app from either the Apple Store or the Google Play Store. To sign in, just use your international phone number to register. Then set up Pay. Just go to the Me tab, then Services and Wallet. Once in the Wallet tab, click on Bank Cards. And don't worry if these steps take a little while to process. Remember, you're communicating with a server in China. Once in the following tab, add your credit card number and click Enter. Once your card number has been entered, there'll be another short wait, and you'll know you've done it right when your card number pops up. Remember, you can use either a credit card or a debit card. In most places, for instance hotels and shopping centres, etc., you'll be able to use free Wi-Fi, but there will be a number of places that will go where this will not be possible and where you'll need to be able to access at least a small amount of mobile data so that you can use the TourTime mobile app. TourTime have a great deal with their international partners. They suggest downloading an eSIM application, thereby converting your existing New Zealand mobile phone into a Chinese local one, which will allow you to take advantage of Chinese mobile data. There are any number of eSIMs and data packages that you can buy for China, but consider searching for TourTime's partner Airalo, or type in the link from the above search bar, airalo.com TourTime. Airalo can connect you to a number of different sized Chinese data plans, including ones that last for 15 days, ones that last a month, ones that use between 2 and 10 gigabytes, and ones that use unlimited data. A VPN is a virtual private network which allows your phone to behave as if it's connected to a different network. For instance, certain apps such as Facebook and Instagram are blocked on Chinese networks, but with a VPN app started up on your mobile phone, your device will be able to behave as if it's back in New Zealand. Free VPN apps are available, but they tend to work extremely slowly and require you to watch lots of ads. Paying a little bit for a month-long subscription to a VPN may be the easiest way to ensure your phone still works the way you expect it to in China. The easiest way to travel with an orchestra or concert band is to fly with an airline that offers a double luggage allowance. Our flights in and out of China allow us to take 2 times 23 kilograms of luggage per person. All of our internal flights between cities, however, allow us no more than 1 checked piece of luggage at a maximum of 20 kilograms. So let's explain how all of that works. On the day we fly to China, each person will arrive at the airport with 2 large pieces of luggage for checking in. The first will be their personal luggage, which must, listen carefully, weigh no more than 15 kilograms. The second depends on a few things. If you play an instrument the size of a viola or larger, then this will be your second piece of checked luggage. For instance, saxophones, trombones, tubas, cellos, etc. If you play an instrument the size of a violin or smaller, such as an oboe, clarinet or flute, or you're a percussionist or a staff member, the instrument can be carried onto the plane in addition to your small carry-on backpack. And your second piece of checked luggage, therefore, will be an item or a collection of items needed by the full ensemble. This could be a drum in a case, or a few drum stands bound together. It could be an amplifier, or a box of little percussion instruments. It will be your responsibility to have this checked onto the plane and your responsibility to collect it at the other end. Once we land in China, all of the large instruments and pieces of performance gear will be put in a truck, which will be driven from city to city while we're flying or taking part in tourism. No one will need a second piece of checked luggage on any of our internal flights because these pieces will be on the truck. The flights between cities will now have a luggage limit of 20 kilograms, but this will be fine because you only brought 15 kilograms of checked luggage with you. So in each city, there will be a little bit of tolerance for you to do some shopping, as long as your luggage never exceeds 19 kilograms. Our luggage allowance when we leave China will again be 2 times 23 kilograms, but remember that the second piece of checked luggage will be either your large instrument or the gear that you were responsible for on the inbound flight to China. Spending money. Apart from the day at Disneyland, all breakfasts, lunches and dinners will be provided, but it's fairly obvious that along the way students will want some spending money so that they can take advantage of specific things they see or want to individually experience. It's up to each family to decide how much spending money will be available, but Tour Time have suggested that 20 New Zealand dollars per day is not an unreasonable place to start. The day on which we visit Shanghai Disneyland is the only day of the tour when lunch and dinner are not provided. Disneyland is huge, and to coordinate meals for 93 people would mean that we would lose too much of the day. On this occasion, it just makes sense for students to budget to be able to buy their own food. Though prices at Disneyland will be in yuan, our research suggests that students should have about $30 to $40 to buy lunch and dinner, as meals at the park typically cost around $14 to $18. That's enough information for now, but we look forward to seeing all parents and students at the pre-tour meeting at Westlake Girls from 5:30 p.m. on Tuesday, 24th of March. See you then.